Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to solve another SQL problem from LeetCode website. And the name of this problem is movie rating. And today is our day 71 of 100 days of SQL challenge where I will be solving one SQL question each day. And I hope you guys are also solving one SQL question with me to practice SQL. And we are doing SQL 50 series where we are doing medium level problems. So let us read this problem and try to solve this. So we have this movies table where I have two columns, that is movie ID and its title. Movie ID is the primary key column with unique values for this table. This means that in movie ID column, the values that it holds, it will hold only unique values and that value cannot be null as well. Title is the name of the movie. Okay, so this title is the name of the movie and they have given us the input table as well. So for example, this movie ID 1, its name is Avengers, Joker and so on, right? Now we have another table, that is users table, where I have two columns, that is user ID and his name, right? User ID is the primary key for this users table. And then we have another table, that is movie rating, where I have four columns, that is movie ID, user ID, rating and created at, right? Now movie ID and user ID, the combination of these two values will be the primary key, right? This table contains the rating of a movie by a user in their review. Created at is the user's review date. Okay, so when the user have given the review, so this rating is the rating that is given by the user, and this created at is the date at which the user have given the rating, right? Now we need to write a solution to find the name of the user who has rated the greatest number of movies, right? So basically who has rated the maximum number of movies. In case of a tie, so if there are a tie, let's say two people have rated the same number of movies, return the lexicographically smaller username. This means that then we have to order by the this order by username in alphabetical order. This is the meaning of this lexicographically smaller, right? Then we also have to find the movie name with the highest average rating in February 2020, right? In case of a tie, again return the lexicographically smaller movie name, right? So for example, here we have movies table, here I have users table, and here I have movie rating table, and the output, this is the Daniel and this is Frozen 2, and they have given you the explanation as well. So Daniel and Monica, they have rated 3 movies, right? So there is a tie, so that's why I am choosing Daniel, because it comes first as if I do order by this name in alphabetical order, right? Then Frozen 2 and Joker have a rating of 3.5 in February, but Frozen 2 is smaller because of the same reason, right? So let's do it one by one. So first let us find out this. So find the name of the user who has rated the greatest number of movies, right? So here in the this movie rating table, right, if I do user ID and then count the movie ID, right, then I can find out that how this user has rated how many movies, this user has rated how many movies, and then I can do that. So let's try to solve this. Okay, so what I can say is, I can say that from this movie rating table, as let's say M. Now to find out the name of the person who has rated the most number of movies, in this movie rating table I don't have the name, but I have the name in the this user table, users table, right? And this user ID is common in both of these tables. So if I join these two tables on the basis of this same user ID column, then I can find out the name as well. So let me just join this two tables. So from movie rating as M, inner join this users table as, let's say, U, right? On which column? On this M dot user ID. So M dot user ID should be equals to U dot user ID, right? And now I can select this let's say movie ID and user ID. So first let me select user ID. So user ID I am taking from this M table, let's say this, and then I want to take the name also, so I can say name from this users table, so U dot name, and then let me take the movie ID. Movie ID I am taking from this M table. All right, and let me run this to show you. Okay, so here as you can see in the output, I got user ID, name and movie ID. Now if I count this movie ID group by user ID and name, then I can find out that this person has give the rating for how many movies. So for example, let's say for this Daniel, right? Daniel has given the rating for this movie ID 1. He has given for this movie ID, and he has given us for this movie ID. So in total, Daniel has given a rating for 3 movie ID, right? So let me just count this. So count of this, right? And then I have to do group by these two columns, this, and now let me run this. Okay, so this is the output I am getting. Now this Daniel has rated 3, this Monica has rated 3, right? So this is the maximum number of rating, that maximum number of movies that they rate, right? Now in comparison to Daniel and Monica, I have to choose Daniel because it comes alphabetically first. So what I can say that order by this in descending order, right? In descending order, and then if both are same, then order by name in alphabetical order, that is ascending, in a ascending form, right? So name in ascending form, right? And now let me again run this. Okay, so now this is my output. Now in the result, I only want this first Daniel and alias as result, right? Instead of name, I have to alias as results, and I only need this name, and I only need this first row, right? So what I can use the top n function. So top n, what it does, so let me just first do it. So if I write top, and let me write it in capital letters, so top n means how many number of rows you want. Now in this case I only want one row, so I can say top 1, and now I only need name, so let me remove this user ID, and let me also remove this count as well, right? And let me run this. Okay, so as you can see, you got this name Daniel. Now you have to alias as results, so let me just alias this as well, so as this. Okay, so first point you have successfully solved this. Now let's come to this second one, and for time being let me just copy this and paste it and save it in the notepad, right? So okay, and now let's solve for this one, right? What we need to do, we need to find the movie name with the highest average rating in February, right? So we have to find the movie name with the highest average rating. Okay, so here in the movie rating table we have user ID and we have rating as well, and we have movie ID. Okay, so what I can do is I can say that movie ID, and then I can find out the average of this rating grouped by this movie ID. But I also want the name. So what I can do is I can join this movie rating table with this movies table to get the name as well, and this movie ID column is common between these two tables, right? So let's do that. So from this movies rating table, let me give alias as, let's say, M1, inner join this movies table. Let me give alias as M2, and on which column? So movie ID is common, right? So we can say that this movie ID M1 dot movie ID should be equals to M2 dot movie ID, right? And now what data I want to retrieve? I want to retrieve the movie ID from movie rating table, that is M1 basically. So M1 dot movie ID. Then let me take the title. So title is basically the name of the movie. So, and this I am taking from M2 table, and then let me take the rating as well so that we can find out the average of that. And this I am taking from this M1 table, right? M1 table. So M1 this. Okay, and now let me run this to show you. Alright, so this is the output that I am getting. Now if I do the average of this rating grouped by this movie ID and title, then I can find out the average, right? So here I want to do average of this, and then I have to group by these two columns, right? So group by these, and let me run this again. Okay, so as you can see here, Avengers got the average rating 2, it got 3 and it got 3, but there is a catch, right? So basically they have said that in explanation Frozen 2 and Joker have a rating of 3.5. Why this is happening is because when it is finding the average, in average we have to divide two numbers. Now it is dividing integer by integer, so it will give you integer. So what we can do is 3.5 is basically the float value, right? So what I can do is I can multiply this with 1.0 to make it as a float value, and then it will give me 3.5 and 3.5. Okay, so now it is 3.5 and this is 2.5. Okay, but this should also be 3.5. Why it is let me see. Okay, so basically what they have said that the find the movie name with the highest average rating in February. So I have to include that because I have calculated the average rating for each date, right? For every date I have included, I have to find out the average of rating for each movie with that is in February 2020, right? So what I can do is I can use the filter condition where I can say that where this created at. Now this created at I am taking from movie rating, so I can say that from m1 dot this. Here the month should be February, right? So I can say month of this should be equals to 2, that is February. And one thing also, the year should be 2020, right? So what I can say that year of this, that is this one, that should be 2020. So 2020. Okay, now I think we have done it correctly. Let's see then. Okay, now it is 3.5 and 3.5. Now this 3.5 is and this 3.5, they are the highest average rating, and out of this Frozen 2 and Joker I have to choose Frozen 2, as this comes first alphabetically in ascending order. Okay, so what I can do is I have to say order by first this one, that is average rating in ascending order, in descending order, sorry, and this title in ascending order. So let me write it but by default it is in ascending order, right? So let me run, and now the Frozen movie name will be our first record, right? So as you can see, it is our first record, and I only want this. So again I can use the top n function, where I can say that top 1, because I am only interested in the first record, and I don't want these two columns, I only want the title. So let me remove this one, and I have to give alias as this results. All right, and now let me run this. Okay, so now I got Frozen 2. Now what we can do is, I have find out the result for both of them. We can do the union or union all. Okay, so let me just copy that one. So and here let me paste that, and what I can say that select, and we can use this as a query, subquery. So select results from this table, that is this subquery, this one, and let me give alias as A, and then this second one. So select this results. Why we are doing this? Because we want to do the union or union on. So select this from this one, and let me give B as alias, right? Okay, now what I need to do is, here I have to basically do the union or union all, but let me first do the union, right? And run this. Okay, it gets accepted, but always submit it always, right? Because there can be a thing that it gets accepted, but your answer should be a wrong answer, right? Because some of the test case may fail. Here out of 19, 18 test case pass and 1 failed, right? And let's see what is that one test case. So let's, in movies table, movie ID is 1 and it is Rebecca, right? And in user ID it is 1 and it is Rebecca. And movie rating it is 1, user ID 1, rating is 5, and created at this. Now if I run this query, right, and find out the person who have done the maximum rating, right, who have done the maximum rating. So what we can do, so the result of that will be Rebecca. And now if I run this one and find out that which movie has get the maximum rating, that result also will be your Rebecca, right? So if I do the union, it will only give me one single record because it will delete the duplicate ones, right? So it will give me only single Rebecca, but in the expected it should be two Rebecca, right? So that's why union is incorrect here, and we have to do the union all. So if I do the union all, it will be accepted. Yeah, so it gets successfully submitted as well, right? So yeah guys, if you are liking my videos, please subscribe to the channel and like this video, and comment as well if you don't understand anything, and please practice one SQL question each day so that you can be really good in SQL and crack your SQL interviews. And again, thank you so much for watching this video.